This is the fastest keyboard ever created, and that is crazy to think. But this is the MelGeek MADE68 AIR. Now, I did a review on the MADE68 Pro maybe a month or two ago, and that's one of the keyboards that is in constant rotation on my gaming desk back there. They sent this out for me to test and review, but as always, it's an honest and transparent, buyer-friendly review. But let's talk about the build of this keyboard before we get any further. If you look at this portion here is made of aluminum, and then the bottom side is going to be plastic. You have 4 rubber feet on there, and that's so that it doesn't slide on the desk. You have the standard height there, and then you have 1 level of height with the feet there. This is compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux. And I think that is this switch on the back right there, but it doesn't tell you that that's what that is in this guide. And when I look online, I don't see it either on their website. Super curious, but this here is, you have 3 lights on the front. You have a caps lock light, then you have an N key rollover light, and then you have a configuration 1, 2, and 3 light third, and that is, you can set up to 3 different profiles on this. There's like your standard, a typing, and then a rapid trigger. If you look at the legends on this thing, the legends on the keycaps is really nice. I like the font style. I like the kind of that design that they have on there. It's kind of like a gaming, like 8-bit type gaming type look is kind of what I get from that. You let me know what you see when you look at this. I just, I really wonder what that switch is. I just left it in the middle. MelGeek, if you see this, can you tell us what that switch is? But let's talk about the specs on this thing, because the specs are freaking crazy. This has 68 keys and has an ANSI layout. It's completely hot swappable, and it has magnetic switches. We'll talk about those in a second. They're PBT keycaps. It has a 0.1 to 2 millimeter low profile actuation. Like, that's freaking crazy. And you can adjust it in increments of 0.01 millimeters. It has the lowest latency that I know of at 0.125 milliseconds, other than the other MelGeek keyboards. And it is wired, of course, to manage the 8,000 hertz polling rate. It also has a scan rate of 16,000 hertz, which makes this a true 8K polling rate. It does have backlight, and it weighs about 630 grams. These are completely hot swappable. They're the TTC Com mini switches. But the interesting thing is, I don't know if there's any other switches right now that this can switch with. It is hot swappable. You can take these out. I'll show you that in a second. I'm gonna use this. It only comes with a keycap puller, so it doesn't come with an actual switch puller, but I'm gonna use this one here. And you can see, look how small, I mean, this is freaking nuts. Look how small this is. I mean, that is freaking tiny. Listen to it. Bottom. It's kind of like a 3-pole type thing at the bottom to attach in there. It's interesting. I remember, you gotta be careful because I'm scratching the top plate with using this keycap puller, but this makes it easier for me to take these out. But I guess that top plate, because it's aluminum, is a soft metal, so it's going to scratch, and the freaking switch is going to shoot across the room. But there's your PCB, and you have north-facing RGB, north-facing, and we'll get to that in a second. But there is your PCB. It's super clean and nice looking, the PCB. I definitely scratched the top plate here, the aluminum top plate, taking these switches out. So it's extremely soft metal that they're using, and that keeps it light. I mean, this thing is 630 grams. So, I mean, this is a super light, portable kind of keyboard that you can take with you. Now, the keycaps, like I said, are really nice. I want to show you those up close as well. These are PBT, and you can look at them. They're ultra low. Look at that. They're super ultra low. But I like those legends that they have on there. And you can kind of see the design up close, kind of, you know, like I said, it's for me, it's like an 8. You got that MelGeek key there, but it's like 8-bit type, you know, keycaps is kind of what I'm seeing with this thing. But I really like those keycaps, PBT, super low profile. The feel and you know, the rolling your fingers over the keys, they feel really good to the touch. I really like the, you know, the way that they feel to the touch. We're gonna do a sound test here in a second, and you let me know what you think about the sound of these TTC Com Mini switches. Let's take a look at the software real quick so you can see their software. They have both a downloadable driver and a web-based software that's called the Hive. Okay, so let's look at the software. Now the software is nice. Like I said before, you have two things that I like about this software. One is the keystroke analyzer, where you can analyze the speed of the key, like the time that you selected, and then when it's released. Like it's I think this is cool. I talked about this in another video, so I'm not gonna go over that again. I'll go back and take a look at the MADE68 Pro video. But once you select it, again, this is web-based software, so you have the 3 profiles: default, typing, and your rapid, right? And you can change the keys, you can add, you know, function 2, secondary, you know, actions on there. You can go through all of these different ones and add those. Then you have your lighting. Now your lighting, you know, the lighting on this one, you know, it's yeah, let me turn this all the way up. It tells you something like brightness above 36 may cause abnormal phenomena such as key event malfunction. Never really seen that, but they're north facing, and you know, they're just, they don't have you know, shine through keycaps, so it's, they are decent, right? But they're not the brightest. But I think they look good. I think they have like this subtle look to it. But if you're looking for something super bright, it's not the brightest, but for today's standards. But they're definitely, I think they're subtle, and I think they're good. And I think that the aluminum, when these lights, the studio lights, are on, I think it looks better shining off of this aluminum top when those aren't on. Now the box light is what they're known for. Like, I mean, take a look at that box light. You can see that box light everywhere. Let me turn up the brightness on the box light, and that's full brightness. You know, you can look through the different colors. The different colors are gonna give you different looks of the box light. And you know, I think that the box light is definitely unique. That's one of the reasons I love the MelGeek MADE68 Pro, because it just looks so good. It's just a unique look that you don't see on any other keyboard, especially rabbit trigger keyboards, because in my opinion, most of them are freaking ugly. But that's just my opinion. You may think different. That's my opinion. But the software is cool. Then you have your super keys. Your super key is gonna like allow you to add DKS, which is like dynamic keystroke, add 4 actions per key. You know, we've talked about that in the past. But you know, you have, you know, your different shortcuts or your super keys right there. And then you can go to rapid trigger, where you can basically set the actuation of your keys. This goes from 0.01 to 2.8 millimeters, like the shortest keystroke period to this date. And that's, you know, freaking sweet on this keyboard. That's something that makes this potentially the fastest keyboard ever created. The software, like I said, is pretty straightforward, and I like it. It's, you know, it's maybe it's not as I guess I would say as intuitive as you know, like the Newfie web driver, but I think this is a really close, you know, nice software. But Newfie does not have this tool where you can definitely confirm the speed of your keys and, you know, how many times you tapped them and stuff like that. So software is really cool. Escape button, caps lock, shift, enter, spacebar, all together. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think this keyboard is sweet. However, one thing that I didn't like about the keyboard is the typing sound. I'm not a clacky or clicky type person, and these sound kind of clicky to me. It's not really clicky, but it has like this clacky sound to it, especially the space bar. And so that's one thing that I didn't like about this particular keyboard. I have some really thocky keyboards, and so this one is very like high pitched sound compared to those, and so that's one thing that I didn't like about this keyboard. But as far as like the actuation of the keyboard, the distance of the throw of the switch, etc., all of that is nice. It's nice and crisp, and it feels really solid and good. The keys, there's no key wobble or anything like that. It's all solid in regards to that. And so that makes it interesting because these TTC COM low profile keys are the only ones I think that are available for this keyboard right now. So I'd be anxious to see what they come out with in the future for this, and then switching that over and then seeing what this keyboard sounds like. As it stands, it's not bad. It's just not my preference as far as like the way I like my keyboards to sound. But you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, how does this sound to you? Is this something you would use? This is the fastest keyboard on paper. So when it comes to competition and things like that, I know that the sound is not something that they may be focusing on, but us as casual and everyday users more so than them. But let me know your thoughts, and if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed today's content, consider subscribing and joining the Cozy Coalition by hitting that subscribe button below. And if you're interested in more content like this, I'll tag a video at the end that's going to be on this side. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.